What is up, you guys? Brooke here, and today is day 7 of the Strike Back Videoathon. So the topic of today is books that are classics that I am wanting to read, but I think I'm gonna make that kind of books that I'm wanting to read that are classics and books that I have read that are classics that just weren't my cup of tea. So let me go ahead and get started with classics that I am maybe wanting to try and read into the future. And the first one would be The Outsiders. I actually live in Tulsa, Oklahoma, where The Outsiders takes place, and there's this movie theater, like the drive-in movie theater, where they had shot The Outsiders at. So that drive-in theater is kind of like our little gem of a thing down here in Tulsa that is just kind of a historic thing kind of for us a little bit, because I mean, we had The Outsiders here. That's a classic that everyone kind of knows about, and so that's really cool that that is a book that has taken place in my hometown. And I've seen the movie. It's been years since I have seen the movie, and I would like to read the book before I would re-watch the movie again. So yeah, I'd like to go ahead and give The Outsiders a try just because I am a Tulsan. Another classic I'd like to give a try would be Lord of the Flies. Did you think I was gonna say rings? Did I trick ya? Did I get ya? Lord of the Flies. For some reason, ever since I've heard about this book, I don't know much about this book, but like hearing references from TV shows or just pop culture things, the very small references I have heard about this book, I have wanted to try giving this a shot. It's about British boys who have gotten stranded on this island, and so it's them pretty much kind of fighting for survival, and kind of a societal type book and kind of an eye-opening society type book, I guess it's supposed to be. But yeah, for some reason I've just always thought this would be a good classic to read, so who knows, maybe I'll give this a shot in the future. Two books that are classics that I have tried reading are Pride and Prejudice and Gone with the Wind. Gone with the Wind is probably my second favorite movie of all time. I love that movie. That movie just like, I love Gone with the Wind. That movie just speaks to me, and ever since I've seen the movie, I've wanted to try and read the book, but the book is so hard to read because the style is just so different. It is so much backstory on every person that I don't really care for having backstory on. There's so many pages of backstory on Scarlett O'Hara's dad, which I will say is interesting. But do I really need to know all of this from whenever he was a child to whenever he was this age to whenever he came over here? And it's like all at the very beginning of the book of knowing these things about these characters where I'm just kind of like, is this really relevant to what's going on in the story? I feel like it's not relevant. And so that's kind of my struggle with Gone with the Wind, is there's so much that I feel like we don't necessarily need to know, but I would like to maybe try and give this another shot in the future and maybe listen to it on audiobook. And so I don't know though, there's just a lot of backstory that I just feel like doesn't need to be there. But yes, Gone with the Wind, I love that movie so much, and I feel like maybe I should go ahead and give the book another try because I love the movie so much. And another book that I have tried reading that I wish that it wasn't so hard of a read to read is Pride and Prejudice. I've tried reading Pride and Prejudice. Once again, it's just the style from back in those times, that the style is just so hard to really focus on without having your mind wander. There's parts that I just kind of forget. I remember reading this big chunk of the page, but what happened because my mind was somewhere else. And so it's just really hard to focus on that book. And so maybe I'll try and give it another shot in the future. I freaking love every single Pride and Prejudice remake that they have done. The Keira Knightley one, of course, is my favorite. The one with Colin Firth, he's sexy in that one. Oh, I'll get you that, Mr. Darcy. He is very sexy in that. But yeah, every type of Pride and Prejudice remake movie-wise is so good, and I love any type of version that they do, movie or TV show-wise. But man, I would like to give the book another try. It is just so hard. Okay, so now I'm gonna go ahead and talk about classics that I've read that I did not care for. The Great Gatsby. This is one where maybe it was just the fact that I was a teenager when I read it, and I did not like it whenever I was a teenager. I think I was 15 whenever it was required reading for my AP class. I just couldn't get into it. I was so bored. The characters The characters, I just can't. I can't like you. You guys are horrible pieces of being. I have no empathy for you guys at all, and it's just hard to get into. And I know it's a quick book. It's a quick read. I just don't like it. It's just so hard. Once again, though, maybe if I gave it a shot now that I'm older, maybe I'd like it better. I don't know. I don't know if that's just because I read it as a kid. But I don't know. It's pretty freaking boring. The Scarlet Letter. Another book that I just did not give a rat's butt about. It was just like, oh, the agony, the agony. I just don't care. I don't care. And once again, the author has a style that I just can't get into. Okay, so those were my classics book talk. And that was a lot of fun to kind of talk about things that I'm maybe wanting to try and venture into reading later on, and books that I just am maybe not even gonna give a chance because I just did not like them. But yes, that was round 7 of the Strike Back Videoathon. I hope to check you guys next time for round 8 coming your way here in just a little bit. Thank you guys so much for stopping by, and I will see you next time. Bye!